lot of speculations about Netflix and its stock. With its stock back up to its previous awful state, people have been wondering what really happened and how they suddenly had subscriber loss. While some believe this loss appears to be due to increased competition from other streaming services, others believe their content isn't so appealing. But do not think too much, because we're going to be breaking down this issue. But before we begin, make sure you like this video and press the subscribe icon. Let's go! So, in an April earnings call, the streamer made an announcement that it had lost over 200,000 subscribers, which marked it as the first decline since 2011. Oh, if you don't know what an earnings call means, it's basically a teleconference or webcast in which public companies discuss the financial results of a reporting period. The name is depicted from earnings per share, in which the bottom line number in the income statement is divided by the number of shares outstanding. So, after the announcement, there was another prediction of a loss of 2 million subscribers in the 3 months ending June 30. The sudden news and the prediction brought a whole lot of panic and worry through Hollywood, as it could damage the company's reputation and prompt layoffs. And changing priorities might alter what shows and movies would be available, how long they last, and if subscribers can afford them without the interruption of commercials. As we said earlier, the major shift in sentiment for Netflix began to change when they reported their Q3 2022 results, which were better than expected. To be more explicit, the company reported $7.9 billion of revenue for the quarter, and this revenue was up just 5.9% from the year before. Although there was a bad growth rate, why they're growing so slow is as a result of the foreign exchange rates between the USD and other foreign currencies. They receive most of their revenue. So, the dark truth is that the production of new TV shows and movies takes some time. This means that any moves Netflix makes now won't be felt for another 2 to 3 years. The loss of the second quarter subscriber also beat the company's own expectations, but the good news is that Netflix is forecasting an increase in the next 3 months. Regardless of the situation, all may not look that terrible for the streamer, at least for now. So one of the reasons the company is losing subscribers is that it pulled its services from Russia. During the beginning of the war in Ukraine, Netflix and many other companies worldwide decided to stop their activity in Russia. When it pulled the plug on its Russian operations, Netflix admitted that they had already lost roughly 700,000 subscribers. And indeed, since the war begun, there has been a heavy impact of the war in Ukraine when it comes to prices. With a slow economy, one can easily depict the reasons some users would cancel their Netflix accounts. Some may decide to pay for food, housing, and other bills instead of making the subscription. Another reason is that Netflix hiked up prices in the US and Canada. Netflix subscription plans got more expensive, and people began to wonder why this kept happening. When Netflix raised the monthly price of most of its subscription plans in the US and Canada, some suggested the company wanted to generate more revenue from a slower-growing base of customers. The report said, the price increases announced today will see Netflix standard plan go up by $1.50 in the United States to $15.49 per month. In addition, the slightly swankier premium plan with 4 streams and the offer of 4K Ultra HD content for those of us out there with the snazziest widescreens is getting hiked up by $2 to $19.99 per month. The basic plan is going up to $9.99 per month, the slightly less egregious increase of just $1. When they did this at the beginning of 2022, some subscribers had to cancel their Netflix account instead. When Netflix gave a report, the company claimed over 600,000 subscribers in North America canceled following the price hike in January 2022. How about the account sharing? This really slows down the growth of Netflix as claimed. One of the most significant issues Netflix has struggled with over the years has been account sharing. Netflix has pointed out that sharing passwords is one of the major causes behind its slow growth. This made the streaming service announce during the quarterly earnings call that it would have to charge users additional fees from users who share their login ID and passwords starting in 2023. The truth is that a lot of users share their Netflix passwords despite the fact that the terms of service specifically go against it. According to the estimate done by Netflix, over 100 million households worldwide, with 30 million of those in the United States and Canada, use the service without paying for it. Having considered that Netflix has over 220.67 million subscribers worldwide, it would be a massive feat to add another 100 million. Netflix has been experiencing some confusion as a result of the losses in revenue. Talking about the revenue and competition strategy, the over-the-top media service explained in its quarterly report, as it's become clear that streaming is the future of entertainment, our competitors, including media companies and tech players, are investing billions of dollars to scale their new services. But how will they do this successfully when passwords are being shared by people? This is one thing the streaming service aims at next year. Did you know also that Netflix keeps losing content from media companies? Alright, if you do not know, now you should know that Netflix has lost tons of content from some major networks across the United States. Whether we're speaking of series from CBS, AMC, NBC, and so on, the bitter fact is that they've all gone to other streaming platforms. Unfortunately for Netflix, media companies such as Discovery Plus and HBO Max have also been merging and launching their own streaming services. They are also pushing their content through those outlets instead of licensing through Netflix. This isn't good news for Netflix, and it has been telling on their revenue as of late. So this reason alone has made Netflix invest billions of dollars in creating original content. Of course, Netflix original content isn't bad, but it still needs to be improved, and some are still waiting to watch some of their old school classics and favorite TV shows on Netflix. This brings us to Netflix's quality of content. As previously stated, that Netflix has been creating original content for its platform, and that really should be commendable. However, the quality of the shows is sometimes questionable. For example, Stranger Things generated 1.3 billion hours viewed in the first 4 weeks after the 4th season's release, but quite a number of the shows and movies are below par. This makes people believe that the company has been investing in quantity rather than quality. Well, many still hope that some of the titles it releases will be successful. But for Netflix to please the viewers, it needs to work on its quality, for it's quite unfortunate that the viewers are still not pleased with what's available, and this makes them keep canceling their accounts since they believe they have not been finding something worthwhile to watch. And if that's not enough, there's also a general annoyance with the company due to the decision to cancel shows after a season has been released, and the truth is that some fans have already invested their time in those stories and they will need to see how it progresses. On a final note, we should note that there are now too many streaming services available. Aside from Netflix, we have HBO Max, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, Peacock, Disney+, Apple TV+, Paramount+, and ESPN+, to mention a few. If users are not pleased with one, no one will tell them before going to what seems to be a better option. Now that Netflix's growth has slowed down, what is left for the company is to take further steps to ensure it wins the streaming war. It will require more work moving forward when adding subscribers and keeping the revenue up. While it's no doubt that losing customers is a hard pill to swallow for the streaming platform, more importantly, after more than 10 solid years of constant growth, we must accept the fact that all the mentioned circumstances led to this. To this end, customers have to decide which platforms they want to subscribe to and which ones should be left out. They have the right, and with so many choices these days, Netflix should definitely be on its toes if it wants to keep its subscribers. We can only hope that Netflix finds a way to combat these losses. And that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, ensure you subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
Billions of people around the world love streaming TV and film, and we only serve a few 100 million of them. So the opportunity for growth here is enormous. We have some headwinds right now, and we are navigating through them. Remember, this company and this team has navigated through a lot of change in the last 20 plus years.